Welcome back to another episode of Big Fair Boxing Combo, episode number 85. The conversation I want to get into today, how much is at stake if Devin Haney loses out on the Kambosos fight? I'm going to break it all down in this video, so stay tuned. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell.
We've seen a lot of media from yourself, George, in the last 24 hours around Devin Haney sort of on this TikTok. We've spoken personally about this. George, is it true he's got 3 days? He's got the same deal. We don't want to harp too much on Lomachenko. This is about Devin Haney and the future now. Has he got 3 days with the same deal?
I believe so, yeah. Look, Ludabella sorting all that out. And he said that he will take the same deal as Lomachenko. Did he not? He went out and said the same thing once he felt the heat that the Loma fight was getting close. So be a man of your word. For whatever reason, you and your fans think that I was avoiding you. Never the case. I fight any man. I'll fight you right now if you want.
So you guys know how I break my videos down into different rounds. So round 1 would be about, is there anything in the way that's stopping Devin Haney from taking the Kambosos offer? Round 2 would be about, if Devin Haney does not take the offer from George Kambosos, how will it impact his career? So let's get into round 1. So is there any obstacles in the way of this fight actually taking place? Maybe. I couldn't really picture anything being in the way. I think both guys want to fight. I think it's good for the fans. I think it's good for their careers, both of them. I think both of them can benefit from fighting each other, especially Devin Haney. In his case, I think that George Kambosos can still go on, and he can still maybe talk Tank Davis into a fight, or one of the other great guys at 135. On Devin Haney's behalf, he has to have something behind him to propel his career. And like I say, his skills is there, but as far as marketing Devin Haney, I think that he needs a fight with George Kambosos and become undisputed at 135. I know it's been said that it's been really hard for him to cut down to 135, but I think he's a professional. I think he'll get there somehow, some way. But Devin Haney has a lot on the line. So, like I said, I couldn't picture or think of anything that could be in the way that's actually stopping the fight. He has 3 days of what you heard Kambosos say. Him and Ludabella gave him 3 days to accept the offer. I think it's more than enough time. I would have accepted that offer in the first day. It ain't got nothing to do with money or nothing like that, because once you become undisputed, or once Devin Haney become undisputed, he'll have a lot more clout behind his name. Right now, he does not have too much to offer in his current situation. And I'm not basing that on his skills. I'm just basing that truly on marketing. I feel like a lot of top fighters really want to fight Devin Haney, but they just the risk and the risk is too. It does not play in the favor of the opponent of Devin Haney. So I think that Devin Haney needs to accept it. I think his team, especially with an interview with Eddie Hearn, it seems like they gave they accepted everything that George Kambosos had put on the table for Lomachenko. So I think it's very important that them guys kind of get a decision going right now. Like I say, if you really look at the meat and potatoes of the situation, like I say, man, I got to assume that everything should be on the table. It should be clear. I don't see anything that could be a situation where Devin Haney asks for too much or try to add something in there and blow the whole thing open, because right now I wouldn't trust George Kambosos and his team as far as moving on to somebody else, because if he tried to say, hey, look, I want to add something in there, I want to add amount of money, I want to add something, benefits from pay-per-view or something like that, George Kambosos could flip and be like, you know what, I'm going to the next man. And obviously, nobody couldn't stop him. I think he'll take a tune-up fight. He'll wait for Gervonta Tank Davis. He may wait for Lomachenko to come back to the United States. But Devin Haney is very important for him to sign that fight. But as far as anything being in the way of the fight not happening, I couldn't. Me personally, I couldn't think of anything. I try to research. When I do my videos, I try to do a lot of research. I listen to a lot of interviews of the guys that I'm actually doing a video about. So I'm not coming on, especially putting your stuff on YouTube and sounding like a complete fool. But I think that the fight should happen. I don't see anything that would stop the fight. And I think that if Devin Haney is thinking about adding something to the fight, he has to be very, very careful. But let's get into round 2. So let's get into round 2. How would it impact Devin Haney's career if he does not accept the offer from George Kambosos? I think it would impact his career in a negative way. I think it would be very hard for him to bounce back. I think you have to take a lot more so of like a tune-up type of fight just to stay busy. It's not going to be a well-known name. It's not going to be somebody who's going to take a big risk and get no reward out of it. I think that it's very important that he take the offer. I have no clue is the reason why you would even get to the third day with the Devin Haney's current situation. Not to say he's in a bad situation, but I think that like I say, to get your name out there, you have to take the bigger risk. I feel like the belts will benefit him, and also going to Australia, and I do favor him in a win over George Kambosos. So both of those situations could really help him. I think George Kambosos having the majority of the belts and also going into his backyard, and if he get an impressive win or even a stoppage, that will put Devin Haney on the map. That will make the fans, I feel like the fans are getting more behind Devin Haney because how George Kambosos has been carrying on. But he will lose everything that he's gained so far as far as the fight, as far as the way the fans view him. I think any partnerships that he has, companies are looking to see how they can invest in you. And I think that Devin Haney does have a couple companies of his own on the outside of boxing, which is really, really good because the sport of boxing does not go on forever as far as as an individual. But I think that Devin Haney, him and his team and Eddie Hearn, they have to accept this fight. I think if they don't, it'll end in a disaster. I think it's nothing that the zone could do for him. I think even Devin Haney going to another network and fighting I don't think anything will help unless he can talk Gervonta Tank Davis into a fight, which that fight for me will be very, very hard to be made because the trajectory that Gervonta Tank Davis is on. So he's, Floyd Mayweather got him on a regiment right now as far as trying to keep continuously building his name and turn him into the #1 rock star when it comes to the sport of boxing. But I think that Devin Haney to actually gain ground at 135 or even move up to 140 or just getting a fight in general with a well-known guy with somebody that's willing to take a risk against Devin Haney as far as money and all that other stuff. It's, people think that just because you're really good, really talented, that means that's the end all when it comes to the sport of boxing. But you got to be able to market. You got to be able to market yourself on the outside of the ring, and when you get it on the inside of the ring, which Devin Haney is not a big puncher. He's got really good skills, but Jojo Diaz made a point of Devin Haney having more pop when he's at his more natural weight size. But like I say, if he does not accept the offer from George Kambosos, it's going to end bad. And I think he's going to get a lot of backlash from the fans, and it's going to be very hard to turn those fans. Once again, like I said, I think that Devin Haney has benefited from the situation, and I think that he needs to continue to benefit from the situation. And once he signed that contract, I think he will gain more fans, notoriety. I think he'd be even bigger household name, which I think Devin Haney is a well-known guy in the sport of boxing. I think he's a household name, but it's a difference between being just a household name and being a superstar in the sport of boxing. And anytime you can compete with somebody like Gervonta Tank Davis, if they was to ever face off at 140 or 135, I feel like it'll be a massive fight, and Devin Haney will have a lot more to offer, not only to Gervonta Tank Davis, but other fighters will be willing to fight him because he have more clout behind his name. But I really hope he accepts the fight. I don't know what's taking so long. I hope everything works out for Devin Haney and his team, and also George Kambosos. But you guys, let me know what you think about this one down in the comments below. That's going to conclude another episode of Big Bear Boxing Combo, episode number 85. You guys let me know what you think about this topic down in the comments below. If you want to see what I'm wearing, shoptachi.com. Follow me on all social media platforms that are currently on. Links will be down in the descriptions below. Just want to thank you guys for all the love and support, all the comments that you guys leave every single day. Thank you guys. Also, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell. It's very important for the growth of the channel and for me to continue to give you the best in boxing when it comes to content. With all that out of the way, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Combo. Peace.